Today I'm going to give you my top 3 suggestions for making an offer on a house, and I'm going to get started right now. Hey everyone, my name is Jamey Prezzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami and Miami Beach, and today I'm going to give you my top 3 suggestions for making an offer on a house. Now, if you know me, I have a lot of suggestions. Today I'm just going to focus on 3. But before I get started, if this is your first time here, be sure if you're on YouTube to hit the subscribe button so you never miss another update. I do put out new videos every single week. Also, use the link in the information box to download my free relocation guide. I'll also add you to our weekly newsletter so you never miss another update. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you want to do before making an offer on a house is some research. I always tell people that even I can give you a lot of information about a property in the neighborhood, it's also very important that you do your own due diligence as well. I would highly recommend that you make the drive to and from work at different hours of the day to make sure that you're okay with that commute. Also, if you have kids, maybe you want your kids in a particular school, so you need to make sure that that house is in the proper zone for the school that you want your kids to go to, if that's important to you. Also, you may want to make the drive to and from school and also the kids' activities, because you know those commutes around school, work, and activities can be a little bit tedious. So make sure that those commutes work for you and your family. In addition to that, are there any particular additional activities that you want to go to? Maybe a special gym, or maybe a local grocery store, or just something that's important to you, maybe a specific house of worship. I also recommend to drive through the neighborhood during the day, at different times of the day, and in the evenings, just to make sure that it's okay for you. Sometimes people are not crazy about properties in the evening because they didn't realize that that street doesn't have a lot of light, or just something off that you didn't see during the day. Number 2, make sure you have all your vendors lined up before you make an offer on a house. Obviously, if you need financing, and you know I can go into a lot of detail about financing, but you want to make sure that you have your pre-approval letter. We need that letter in order to make an offer on a property, because there's a lot of information on the pre-approval letter that needs to go on the contract for the financing contingency. Also, make sure you have all your vendors lined up for inspections, title, attorney. Are there extra vendors that you need out at the property? Sometimes people want to do work on a home, and in addition to the home inspection, they have other vendors that they want to come out to the property. And so sometimes contractors, are not super fast. They give those windows of time. And when you go under contract, you have a very limited time for when you can do inspections. So if extra inspections in addition to the home inspection are important to you, you need to make sure that you reach out to those vendors and kind of get an idea for their time frame. Just so you know, we do have a great vendor list from vendors that our clients and colleagues and we have used over the years. You're welcome to use our vendor list, or obviously you can reach out to your own vendors. But you just want to make sure that you have those vendors lined up so that when you go under contract, they are ready to go. Home inspectors are usually pretty good. They are very savvy in working with the real estate contract time frames, so they know that they need to get out within the 24 to 48 hours after you get under contract. It's those extra vendors like septic tank, plumbing, electrical, roofing. Those types of companies can be a little bit tedious to get out to a property, and you just need to get them lined up. And number 3, before you make an offer on a house, you definitely want to have us run comps on the property and make sure you understand what is a good offer in today's market. We always say the most important thing to do is to look at active listings, what's on the market now, what's under contract, and what is recently closed over the last 6 months. And in addition to that, I like to reach out to all the seller agents if I haven't been into the property myself and look at the recently sold sales and find out what additions, upgrades, whatever have been done to the property, so I can make sure I'm comparing apples to apples. You definitely don't want to rely on those auto algorithmed online valuations, because very often they're wrong. And I can tell you about that once we get into the process. Okay, so that's it. So those are my 3 big important suggestions that you need to take into consideration before making an offer on a house. Research the neighborhood, have your vendors lined up, and run the comps. If you have more questions about buying in our area, make sure you scroll through and look at our past videos. I have done a ton of videos about buying in Miami and Miami Beach, and we would love to be a good resource for you. I'll see you soon.